Feel your hands pressing together and feel the magnificence of this moment. This is your life. Today, I really want you to allow yourself to be invited to a life uncommon. Do not lend your words to things that bring sadness or disempowerment. If praying for peace were ever enough, it would have come to be. It's going to take more than that. So start right now, just like that one song says, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Feel into your body. Is your heart racing a little? Is there any tightness or burning? Just be aware, what's going on in your vessel? Is there any disturbance? Maybe the mind has calmed down from mantra. Now feel your vehicle. And offer this sweet little body of yours peace. Peace and healing and kindness. This little body is your servant. St. Francis used to call his body donkey. Isn't that sweet? It is. It's like a donkey, huh? Carrying you around, not complaining, just don't go. So be nice to your donkey. Inhale. Exhale, open your eyes, bring your hands down. So here we are. We're going to do, we're really going to empower our navel. We're going to do a great Kriya after that for the heart connection. And then the meditation is calling letting your body be translucent. So you have this whole relationship with you. And your body is really important. Your body is the biggest mind of yours. It speaks the loudest. And we kind of just disassociate, like, oh, I got a bad hip. But that hip is a part of how you think. And what it's really always, even if you can't heal it, it's wanting you to pay attention now. Make no mistake, any burning, any yearning, any discomfort, any pleasure. What about pleasure? Pay attention, I'm having a good time. Be all the way there if it happens. No. But this body is magnificent. And so one of the things with Kundalini Yoga is self-awareness. So there really is this mind, body, soul. And the soul is the ultimate wisdom. The soul's job is to get the mind and body to get along. And the soul's job is to get that mind to trust it. And then when the mind trusts the soul, the mind is genius. It really is. But it has a huge flaw, doesn't it? Fear. Fear, as Jim Carrey says, is going to play a part in your life. Your choice is how much. So sometimes, love myself, and that's great. But maybe the better goal is this: absence of fear. Get very specific. I would like to live with the absence of fear. What causes fear is very simple. You're not here. That's it. That's fear. Think about it. When you're afraid, you are either in the future or the past. You are never here. And unless, which rarely happens, you're about to be killed or something. Right? I don't know, unless your house really is in fire, unless a saber-toothed tiger really is chasing you, you're not afraid. But we're always afraid, So that's why we practice yoga and meditation. That's why Kundalini Yoga is for these times. It isn't what the Buddha taught. And I'm not saying that the Buddha's wrong, but it was a different time. And most people can't do what the Buddha said. The Buddha sat still for days and days and days. He teaches the Vipassana meditation. People go for 10 days. Rarely, and it is like Kundalini. That's how long it would take, and many times of it. What happens at a Vipassana retreat? You sit and sit until you're freaking driving yourself crazy, and all your voices goes, but it takes so much stillness. Where in Kundalini, Yogi Bhajan will drive you crazy right away. In 3 minutes, you're going, shit, I hate this. And he's like, good, now I got your attention. That's what I want to get to, because that is the thing all through your life that is making you stuck. So we are going to really go after that this holy season. When you think about Jesus, I am a Jesus girl. I love him. I do Sadashian Kriya with him, eye gazing. He loves it. Anyway, so that's just me. You know, you can do whatever. But the thing about him that is important to remember is he was afraid. He had a real fear, though, right? He wasn't worried about his taxes, or maybe Mary Magdalene didn't really love him. You know, what he was afraid of is, oh my God, I think they're going to kill me. And he was right. That's a real fear. He was a real man. When he went to the Garden of Gethsemane, what did he do? He said to God, you know what? I don't know if I want to do it. I think I changed my mind. That is the lesson. That is, you know, just like the Buddha, there are several avatars that had it, you know, that, you know, are really called, it's called Lord Krishna, Lord Buddha, Lord Christ. There's a difference. They're not just a master, they're not just an avatar, they are Lord. But the great thing is, Krishna's not, you know, necessarily a real human being, but Buddha and Jesus, they were. And they teach us something. It's okay to be afraid. But you do it anyway. You do it anyway, whatever the big fear is. For him, he understood that what was going to happen on the cross for him. Sometimes we get so like what it did for us. Well, just like your mistakes and your greatness is going to affect me, it's really only that with Jesus, you know? It was more important, what did it do for him? To face his fear and say, you know what, as weird as this is, I know I'm supposed to end that way, and I'm going to do it. Now, luckily for us, most of us won't have something that dramatic. Oh, thank God, I would totally fail. But you're going to have your cross. Make no mistake, right? You are going to have probably several times where you know you've got to do something that scares you super much. But if you have this practice, you will do it, and you will find out who you really are. And every time you do that, you are gaining elevation. You are living in the absence of fear. And that is a gift to humanity. Because we know everything that's going wrong is just because people are afraid. Everything is only because they're afraid. So, you know, it's weird. I think it was about 3 days ago, in my sadhana, at the end, I always do Rocky Rock in a car, and all of a sudden it really came up what it means to love myself, how that feels, you know. And, you know, every once in a while you have that thing where it goes, and like your soul kind of shows you how that really, really works in your life, what that would do, and how everybody gets better. And I can't even put it into words. But what I was really present to was it was simpler and harder than I ever thought. You know? It was very simple. And I am really just hell-bent on this. You know, that is your calling. It's the hardest thing you'll do, is to really love and trust yourself. But if you do it, especially you mothers, you know, you're gonna change a generation if your children can see you love you. And everybody, whoever you are around, if they can feel that. And every master said it, so there's got to be a reason they kept saying it. Even Michael Jackson said it. Got to start with the man in the mirror. He is such a perfect example. The writing he had, the sweetness of him, so beautiful. And the one thing Michael couldn't do is love himself. And I believe he's mirroring especially America, because he was our guy. We grew up with him. And all of them, Prince, Whitney, all of them, all these great beings dying because they don't want to feel. So we're going to do this practice, and we're going to feel what's going on, okay? I want to remind you, tomorrow, actually, Tony and I are doing the soul talk. We're going to do it on meditation, but the crux of it's going to be on Yogi Bhajan's wisdom on what's called the cold depression, and that the answer to the cold depression is meditation, and we're going to actually teach. There's only a couple things that he said will rid you of cold depression. And it's so interesting. I got this book after I'd been doing this certain sadhana forever, and it's like I'm doing a sadhana for people that are depressed. It's like, well, that makes sense, And so the talk tomorrow is going to be about what you call sabhung, because the cold depression is supposed to get you into such a desperation that you meditate so clearly that you get the jewel. Sabhung is the illuminated self. So that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Then we're going to do that meditation marathon. December 17th is the winter solstice workshop. And New Year's Eve, we're going to rock the house. It's going to be really powerful. We are going to have a big, crescendo of the Rocky Rock-and-Har. There's this really cool Kriya that we're going to do it slow and then faster and faster. Isn't that going to be fun? Anyway, so we'll really get the compassion going on. And then we're going to go into next year, vibrate the cosmos, and the cosmos will clear the path. That's a whole lot juicier, if you think about it, than what we've been in this year. Good, good, good. All right, so rub your hands together. Exhale. Bring your hands out here and squeeze them, and inhale and squeeze everything. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Open your mouth and sigh. Inhale and squeeze. Hold it. Hold it.